Good morning. I want to share with you a verse today from Romans chapter 10 and verse 4. And it's got an awesome truth. Listen to this. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes. Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that Christ is the end of the law, period. The end of the law, period, would mean that there are no standards, that there are no commands. No, Jesus did not take the law away, but he fulfilled the law, and we'll get into that in a second. The commandments and the standards of who God is and what he's like haven't changed. God still hates theft. God still hates shedding innocent blood. God still hates hating other people. We've been commanded to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So Christ is not the end of the law, but Christ is the end of the law for righteousness. Christ fulfilled the law. See, the law is ended for righteousness, meaning this: we no longer have to perform. We no longer work to please God. We don't have to work to keep the law so God's happy with us. No, Jesus did that for us. He kept the law in our place. He did everything that we can't do. He never sinned, and he perfectly kept God's law. So the righteousness that we so desperately need, Jesus earned for us. And when you come to Christ by faith, he takes away your sin and gives you his righteousness. So you can say that I'm the righteousness of God in Jesus Christ. God made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God in him. Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes, because you no longer have to perform. You no longer have to keep the commandments for God to be happy with you. You no longer have to keep the law to have a right standing with God. That comes purely through faith in Jesus and what he's done. The law's still there. God hasn't changed. He still commands you to love him and to love your neighbor, but you don't have to do it to make God happy, and you don't have to do it to have a place with God. You don't have to obey God to have a place with God. You obey God because you have the place with God. Jesus gave you the place with God. He gave you the position of perfect righteousness, of perfect closeness, of perfect standing, and you can obey God from gratitude, not from fear. God doesn't want your fear, and he doesn't want your duty. He doesn't want your effort. God just wants you to really just love him back and be grateful for what he's done and the perfect standing he's given you. And that is why Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. When Jesus said, "Come to me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest," he was talking to people who were burdened under the law, who were burdened under effort, trying to please God, trying to keep the law, and they couldn't. But Jesus kept the law for you. He's given you a perfect place with God. And so the law is of no use to you if you're going to try to use the law to be perfect or to earn salvation or to earn a place with God. Jesus already earned it. The law is only good to show you what's right and wrong and to drive you to Jesus further. I hope this blesses you today. If you have any questions, send them to me. I'll be happy to answer them. If you need prayer, let me know. I love you. Jesus loves you. Have a great day.